You know the quote, "Jack of all trades, master of none." It's often used as an insult to people who are good at a lot of different things, but maybe not really good at any one particular thing. Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about why specialization is not as good as being good at a lot of different things. And at the end of the video, we're going to talk about why that quote is missing a line.
You forgot this.
Growing up, my immigrant parents wanted me to pursue a hard major, a STEM field, because they felt that it was really important for me to be a specialist, to be really good at something, so I could earn a living. So I majored in biology, which is a science, and I also minored in philosophy. And then I went on to have a very varied career, not in the biological fields.
And what was the point of that?
Since graduating almost 14 years ago, I've worked across a ton of roles and industries. I've been in sales, marketing, product management, and a startup founder. I've been a freelancer. I've worked in e-commerce. I've worked in B2B. I've worked in consumer, and I've worked in government. I have bachelor's and a master's in biology, and I can't tell you a single specific thing that I learned in school that is relevant to the different jobs that I do. In the book Range, Why Generalists Triumph in a Specialized World, David Epstein makes the case that in fact, Jack of all trades is not the insult that we think it is. It is in fact a superpower. In the book, Epstein talks about the importance of a sampling period, which is when someone explores a lot of different areas without doubling down and really focusing on them. And what the research shows is that the benefits to what's called match quality, the fit between that person and that thing, outweighs any losses in skill development that happens because you didn't specialize. The book also makes the case that sports are not necessarily a great metaphor for life. Yes, you can specialize early in sports. I was a gymnast. There are a lot of gymnasts who start young. It's very hard to start gymnastics at like 13 or 14 and expect to do well. But sports are not like life, because sports have rules, sports have a specific set of points, there are referees making sure people don't cheat, and the real world is always changing. There are a lot of different ways to succeed or fail, and there are no referees. One other thing I thought that was interesting about the book was this idea that students who struggle more in class and make more mistakes understand topics deeper than those who whiz by and get everything right on the first try. And that gives me a lot of hope, and I hope that gives you hope too, because it tells you that as long as you like something and you keep at it, even if you're not good at it at first, that does not mean you might not be good at it in the future. And that's not to say that there's no value in specialization. In the book, Epstein explains specialists are good for controlled situations that repeat themselves over and over again. For instance, like radiology, looking at x-rays. You want someone who looks at specific types of tumors day in and day out than a generalist doctor or health practitioner overall who knows about a lot of things but may not know exactly whether that's a tumor or not. The problem is that's also a great place for AI to be trained. And in fact, new research has shown that people have been able to develop an AI that is better at detecting pancreatic cancer than trained radiologists. Now, I promised you at the beginning of this video that I would make you rethink the Jack of all trades quote, because the full quote, or at least another version of it, is Jack of all trades, master of none, is oftentimes better than a master of one. Think about that. Now, some people debate whether or not that is the original quote or that was added in later, but I think it's really apt given all the research we know about specialization and generalists. The world is a complex place. Yes, you have to be good at least one thing in order to get a job, earn a living, and provide for yourself. But you need to learn to broaden your skill set if you're going to get that second job, third job, fifth job, and remain relevant over a multi-decade career and life. So expand your horizons. I dare you to be a jack of all trades.